rise, and away we go. Whoa, goodness me. On his right hand side is Michael Sweeney. Michael Sweeney's got a bit wide now. Paul Jordan went really wide. Oh, where's Bounty going?
Oh no.
Wow. Incredible. Near the edge rise, and away we go. He's hard on the power, and there he is, it's Barry Furber. Yeah, this is the last lap, into cross four ways, he sticks on the inside, the rear end breaks out, he's pushed Davey wide, they've both gone wide. Oh, here we go, Dino up the inside. Through Great Meadow, they move out. Whoa, goodness me, that is absolutely flat on the sidecar. He got him. We got Paul Jordan, gets the right leg out. Michael Sweeney's got a bit wide now. Paul Jordan went really wide.
Got the Crows right behind them. This is going to...
Oh, where's Bounty going? Bounty dug in the rear. Oh, heck! Into the road, past the start and finish, and here comes the 810 BMW. He goes to the front. Can he hold it there now? No. Just alongside him on his right hand side is Michael Sweeney. Goodness me! Look at this move, incredible. Crawford and Scott.
Oh no! Wow!
David Todd takes the win. 117.541 for Dean Harrison and Michael Dunlop third.
Wow, a new outright lap record for the Southern 100 course. A very good evening from a sun-kissed Isle of Man for the first evening racing session at this year's Isle of Man Steam Packet Southern 100. We had a race earlier on, we'll come to that in just a moment, but whether you're watching via the Southern 100's YouTube page or Facebook or via King of the Roads Facebook page or whether you're watching on the King of the Roads channel itself, a very, very big welcome to the Southern 100 meeting for 2026, the 71st anniversary meeting. And if you haven't seen the Southern 100 before, you are in for an absolute treat. The racing around the Motor Isle Ballown circuit is 4.25 miles long. It is absolutely tremendous. The way to watch it all is via the live pass on kingoftheroads.tv. Take yourselves off to kingoftheroads.tv. You'll be able to get the full season pass that takes in events still to come, such as the Oliver's Mount Gold Cup and the Athea Race of the South, as well as this weekend's Southern 100, or you can just get this week's Southern 100 if you like. kingoftheroads.tv/live once you've seen this current free race, the first race that we'll be showing this evening. We have 4 or 5 races, I think, to come tonight. We'll get to the schedule pretty quickly because we want to get underway with this. So the schedule this evening brings us 4 races. Here we are. We've got the Mike Kerruish Plumbing and Heating lightweight race. So we'll have the Super Twins out first for 6 laps. Then we'll have the big bikes out. They did a race early this morning, as you can see. We'll bring you the highlights of that in a second. 7 laps for that. Then we'll get the 2 600cc and Super Sport races. There will be an A and a B race for that because we've got so many of them. And we will round off this evening with a 4-lap classic sidecar race. But we've already had some racing today, as we said. Let's bring you the highlights of what happened in race 1 this morning, the Peel Holdings Superbike race. And Nathan Harrison there on pole just bogged a little bit on the line and allowed Dean Harrison, the man who has been in blazing form from the TT, to scream to the front straight away. Look at Harrison go. Michael Dunlop overshot at Ballackagan very early on, and that was him struggling with his race. In behind there was a fantastic scrap going on there between Dominic Herbertson, Marcus Simpson and Connor Cummins, but at the front it was Dean Harrison that got away from Nathan Harrison. Dean was catching one or two back markers here by the end, but he set a new lap and race record in the process of winning the opening race of the meeting. Behind that, Nathan Harrison and Peter Hickman had a good scrap. Nathan just pulled away at the end, but nonetheless on his podium result for Peter Hickman, a fantastic podium finish on his first ever race here. Then a great scrap in behind between Jordan Yeardsley and Herbertson for 4th, 5th and 6th, with Marcus Simpson and Connor Cummins having a good scrap behind that for 7th and 8th, and it's all set us up for a tremendous week to come. We caught up with the newcomer Peter Hickman. Well, we'll maybe bring you that in a little bit. Let's have a bit more look at that result just at the moment. Dean Harrison then it was on the 7 laps. He's had a new lap record for the opening race of the meeting, and a 2 minute, the old record was a 2-minute 12.2 from Michael Dunlop in 2017. He's lowered that to 2 minutes 12.1 in 2026, and he took 6.7 seconds off the race record as well. Let's speak to Peter Hickman.
Southern's been a big topic for a number of years, people trying to get me to come here. I came last year to support Davey. Obviously I was injured myself. Came over to support Davey with my teammate. He had a fantastic Southern 100 last year, winning lots of races. The sun was shining. I did a few laps myself, went out and watched, which I never get a chance to watch. I did that here last year at the Southern, really enjoyed myself. Had a few ice creams in the sunshine, while drowning my sorrows, if you like. I've still been injured, and had a really good time here, and felt that should I ever get the opportunity to come here, then I should take that chance, and here we are. The aim for the week is to enjoy myself more than anything. Obviously I'm a racer, I want to win races, but I also have to be very realistic. I'm racing against people that have won lots of races here, been here a long time, know the course inside out. I don't have a clue where I'm going yet, so having said that, I generally learn places pretty quick. We're just going to have to wait and see. There's no real aim apart from enjoying myself. Yeah, biggest competitors got to be Dean at the minute. You know, I mean, he's absolutely riding the crest of a wave. Great to see. He's been riding great in that team now for the last 2 or 3 years. But yeah, the entry list is really big this year, which is great to see. Yeah, fingers crossed we get lots and lots of spectators come out as well. It was really busy here last year when I was here, so fingers crossed we get even more now, and everyone that goes out and supports the Southern.
And welcome to our viewers on King of the Roads here on Manx Radio Motorsport for our coverage of the first race of 5 on a sun-kissed Isle of Man on a Wednesday evening. If you are joining us, wherever you are listening to us or watching us, a very, very good evening to you. We were just doing the grid, and Paul Jordan on pole position from Rob Hodson and Joe Yeardsley. We got down to position 12, Paul Cassidy, then 42, Jonathan Perry, 25, Andrew Hurd in there too. And there's 77 also in there, Daniel Pearson. And then we got row number 6. That is number 8 in there, Dan Sale, with 61, Leon Murphy, and 90, Anthony Stevens. Row number 7, 21, James Leatham, 79, Ashley Robson, and 84, Luke Blevins. Row 8 is 41, that's Russ Brook, 68, Roddy Taylor, who we just heard from, and 49, of course, that is Wilbur Chell. Row number 9, 19, Aaron Hans, newcomer 64, Russ Taylor next alongside another newcomer 60, Jack Andrews, completes row number 9. And row number 10, a full grid of 30 heading out here in the Mike Kerruish Plumbing and Heating lightweight race over 6 laps. Number 70 in there, Dale Brew, local man on his Aprilia RS 660. Number 40 in there as well also. Number 40 is, of course, Adrian Scaife, and number 28 in there as well. That's Blake Kelly. So that is your grid. Let's get back down to the action at Beth Espy.
I'm just walking over to Aaron Hans here, who's got a sofa, blow-up sofa here. Aaron, how are you feeling ahead of this one?
I have no idea what you just said. Should we move away to the side? All right, come here. Oh, my God.
Bloody thing.
What did you say? Am I right?
Yeah, I was just admiring your sofa first of all.
It's like Jerry Springer's brought it to the paddock. Everyone's looking at it and everyone wants to go with it. It's been an absolute game changer.
I'll ask no questions about that, but looking ahead to today, how are you feeling?
Really good. It's really nice and warm, so plenty of water, bit of sunscreen, and away we go. Yeah, so make sure everyone stays hydrated and get the water down you. But what a night to go racing.
Really is, isn't it, Aaron? Great to talk to you. I'm just going to speak to another of our newcomers here, Jack Andrews. Jack, how are you feeling at this point in time?
A little bit nervous. First race here at the Southern, so hopefully nice clean start and just enjoy it.
Tell us a little bit about your racing background. How long have you been racing for?
Just over 2 years now. Started doing local clubs back in the UK, and then we've been doing Oliver's, Aberdare, went over to Ireland and done Cookstown, and we're here now.
Do you know what? The thing is, racing just takes everything out of you, doesn't it? You know, the finance, the time and whatever. It really has to be a sport that you love with its ups and downs.
Yeah, it's financially it's really hard. Sponsors help, and trying to find help to do it all. But yeah, it's worth it. After the last few times I've been around here now, I just love it.
Oh, brilliant. We'll have a brilliant time out there tonight, Jack. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is Jack Andrews there. So, Chris, all heating up down here. Can't wait to get started.
Yes, and a very good evening again to our King of the Roads listeners. We just had an update of viewers, by the way, on King of the Roads. We're just moving some spectators in a place that they shouldn't be. And again, ladies and gentlemen out there are lots of signs, prohibited signs where you are not allowed to stand. And if you're not sure, just ask the marshals. That's dead simple. Just ask the marshals or the officials. They'll point them in the right direction. And don't forget, all the marshals around here, all the officials, they are volunteers, okay? They are volunteers, so let's not give them any verbals. They're only doing their job. So a little bit of a delay while we move some spectators, Beth, so we wanted to get that announcement out from the clerk of the course. So any sign of action and movement down there with machines heading out on circuit in perfect conditions. It says to me 26.3 degrees track temperature.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Let me just squeeze in here and have a quick chat with Jamie Williams, as ever, looking fairly chilled out and relaxed. This is you in a nutshell, is it?
Oh, love it. There's no point in stressing about it, is there? It's not going to change anything.
How was your day then? Have you prepared for this?
Yeah, just chill day. Guys have been hard on the bikes and yeah, just one of them.
Absolutely. We can just hear the klaxon going in the background there, so we will just let Jamie go, because that means the gate is open, Chris, and the bikes will be making their way down to the dummy grid very, very shortly. So I don't see any of them moving yet, although Jamie's just getting on his machine. I think everyone was pretty relaxed and chilled out and just waiting for that to go. I wonder if I can just very quickly speak to Dan Sale on the number 8 machine, just glugging some water. Dan, very quickly, how are you feeling?
Good, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Right.
Daydreaming then.
Obviously, you were out this morning. I haven't had a chance to talk to you about the sidecar, but how's that going?
No, sidecar's going real good. We're continually learning with the thing, you know. Although we've been doing it for years, we haven't been doing classic stuff for years. So every time we go out and it, something else shows up. So, but we're enjoying it. That's the main thing.
I guess the thing is, they all have their own little personality, don't they?
Yeah, they're all a little bit temperamental at times.
Dan, have a great time out there tonight. Best of luck.
All right, cheers.
So the bikes now making their way down, and the 2-minute board being held up by one of the marshals there. So they will all be making their way down, getting into their grid position, having a little bit of that sighting lap round to the start and finish line, which will basically tell them that the conditions are utterly perfect down here. And yeah, it could not be any better. So as long as there are no issues with seagulls being fed, as Dan Pearson just goes past. Always comment on him because his beard is not even flapping because there's no breeze at all, because on that 77 machine as Blake Kelly goes past as well. And you can just see in front of us here, that's number 61 who's just waiting to get through the gate. Just Ashley Robson going through there, just having a last conversation. And they're all making their way down, and very soon we'll be heading round, Chris, so we'll let you know as soon as they're on their way.
That noise you can hear in the background is the riders basically being told that come on guys, you've got to get out onto the little dummy grid. So what they do is they're in a field. Basically it's a field with fence around it, and they all hold in there. They're on their tyre warmers, and then they get released from that area and they go along the little road, the little link road that links Castletown at the little bypass into the back road, basically into Castletown, the back road that takes you down Arbury Road and Arbury Street into Castletown, and then they go on to the little holding area, which is a little small tiny road which take you out onto the Motor Isle Balown circuit. The machines will be leaving there very, very shortly. What they do is they get a little sticker, and the sticker is on their tank, it's on their headstock, and it tells them you're on grid position 3, on the position 1, position 2, or position 3. So they're set up on there, like the front row of the grid will be Paul Jordan in position 1, number 44 Rob Hodson, and number 12 Joe Yurdsey. That's how they work, and I can just see from the King of the Roads TV screen, we've got the machines going to be moving very, very shortly. The traveller marshals and the safety cars are down there, and there's a good Scotch of spectators. A Scotch is a Manx word for quite a lot, for those of you who don't know what it is. And a lot of people trying to get a little bit of shelter. You might need a few hats on your head, and I've got a couple of hats in here for when we go outside to have a little break in between the race, and if we can get a break in between the race. And just a reminder, we do have 5 races for you this evening. Just a reminder also, roads will close tomorrow morning at 9:30 till 12:45 for the morning session. And then, of course, Thursday afternoon from 1:30 to 4:45. That is Championship afternoon, and it all ends with the presentation as the machine's now moving out, heading out down towards Ballakegan on this 4.25 mile Motor Isle Balown circuit. So the presentation in the square tomorrow evening. If you'd like to make your way down there to show your support for the riders, please, that will be much appreciated. All the riders getting their trophies and finishes, medals and everything. So please pop down to that tomorrow night. So looking at Joe Yurdsey just in behind the travelling marshal with 92 Jamie Williams, 9 Barry Ferber, also there Barry qualifying in 4th place. Interesting mix of machines. Aprilia seems to be the bike, doesn't it? Obviously only one pattern in the field. That's the 650 SMT pattern of Rob Hodson on 44. We were supposed to be having number 36 Jamie Coward on the pattern, Malenko by Padgett's pattern, but Jamie unfortunately not making it here. But he is withdrawal. So Paul Jordan on pole from Rob Hodson and Joe Yurdsey. That is row 1. That's a pretty good front row, isn't it? The Aprilia, the pattern and the Yamaha in there. Then Barry Ferber, Michael Sweeney and Dominic Herbison. Dominic on one of the sport bikes, the Triumph, KTS Triumph factory racing machine. Position 7 is 18 Mike Bampton, Jamie Williams on his Aprilia, Stephen Gorton on an Aprilia, and row 4, Seppi Noel, we heard from him before with Beth. Paul Cassidy, now he's on a sport bike as well, the Pellebu Racing 800 GS XR 800, and Jonathan Perry there on the Obsession Engineering Aprilia. That does seem to be the machine to have. Aprilia's, there's a couple of Suzuki's in there, the odd Triumph, 1 or 2 Yamahas, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 or so Kawasaki. So let's get in good time to cross 4 ways as we build up to the first race of Wednesday evening here on the Isle of Man to Rob.
Yeah, just arriving through cross 4 ways on this site, and that Joe Yurdsey leading from Jamie Williams on the way through the whole stream of them. You mentioned about the machinery in the field as well. There's number 25 Andrew Hurd at the back of that initial first group on that travelling Marshall convoy, and the number 61 machine of Leon Murphy. But the mix of machinery we're used to seeing, aren't we? The likes of the Aprilias and the Kawasaki's around here, and even the Pattons. But such is the changes that we're seeing with the introduction of the sport bike class, like we saw at the likes of the Isle of Man TT as well, that we're seeing a huge variety now. We've got Suzuki's in there, we've got a good smattering of the R7 Yamahas in there, including 4 Joe Yurdsey, who's starting on the front row, and even a couple of 250s to watch out for. Dan Sale, the local man, and the man going past as well, number 40 Adrian Scaife, will be starting on the 10th row as well. When it came to qualifying last night, it was very much the battle between Paul Jordan and Rob Hodson. Just over a 1/10 of a second separated Jordan at top of the timings, and then Hodson second quickest. Hodson, as we heard from Chris Kinley before, and if you need reminding, was the winner in this race last year. Then it's nearly 2.5 seconds back to Joe Yurdsey, who's going to be completing the front row. And then a little bit further back again, 2.2 seconds back off Yurdsey, is Ferber. So on the basis of those timings last night, of course we can't draw too many conclusions, but it could well be a shootout between Paul Jordan and Rob Hodson here. Jordan's been so consistent in qualifying, both across the lightweight and sport bike class and the super sport class so far as well. We're hoping to get some answers in the coming minutes. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much, Sir Rob. And it's number 12, Joe Yurdsey, that rolls this Flitwick R7 machine into position. Similar machine of number 9, Barry Ferber. Looks like he's got a TZ250 fairing on that as well. He's run that for a few years now on the DC Autos machine. And there he is, Paul Jordan on 22 on the 660 Aprilia, the Jackson racing bike, and 44 Rob Hodson on the green plates with a white background. And still they come. Reminder, 30 machines will be coming to the line for the start of this Mike Kerruish Plumbing and Heating lightweight race. A total race distance of 25.5 miles, 6 laps in distance around this Motor Isle 4.25 Motor Isle Balown circuit. 22, 44 and 12 across the front. all getting themselves into position, nice and settled. Paul Jordan's in race mode now, and Rob Hodson just put his left arm on the tank of the SMT pattern, and they'll be told any moment now to engage gear and watch the lights as we look up and we'll wait to see the green flag. I believe there's going to be a little bit of a delay. We've had from the organisers yet. We're just going to get the details on this. Just hang on a second, please. I believe there's marshals on the course. Oh, there's a machine on the course somewhere, and it's dropping fuel, we're led to believe, so Ballachagan, so we will have a little bit of a delay, unfortunately, here. That's a bit of a shame for these guys. Their first race of the evening, a little bit of a delay, so thanks very much for the information there being passed to us. So the rider's just been told that Paul Jordan, one of the traveller marshals, just pops over there to have a quick word with him. There's a machine just being wheeled away. That's number 53. That is there, 53, Ben Rainbow. Ben Rainbow's machine has been wheeled off at Ballachagan there now, so he won't be starting this, and they're going back to the paddock. We've just been told, so they're going to have to go back to the paddock, unfortunately. All the riders just looking at each other, so they're going to have to do a full reset on this. But that's just the way it is. They don't want to be sat here for too long, and obviously with that issue that they've got up there at Ballachagan, that is a bit of a shame that has had to happen for the first night here on. Well, the first evening. We obviously had a race a little bit earlier on, but yeah, so total restart. Number 40 there, just got a problem getting his machine restarted. Adrian Scaife on the FTL Moto 3 machine, the Mortimer Motorsport machine. The rider from Leeds has got a long push back with that one. So we're just going to have to hang on for just a few moments' time. And Beth, can you tell me down there in the paddock, and tell everybody else, please, where the machines have gone, to the paddock or to the holding area?
So they're down here on the dummy grid is where they've come to, Chris. So they're all sort of lining up in their relative positions. Some of the team members coming in and having a chat with them, because obviously, say, it's not a great situation for this to have happened, but it is just one of those things. As we always say, anything can happen in road racing. I can just see a lot of conversations going on, a little bit of confusion, but yeah, at the moment they're all here in the dummy grid, and hopefully, Chris, going to get going as soon as we can.
I think I can just see a traveller marshal heading down through Ballown past Roy Gelling's farm there. It'll always be Roy Gelling's farm, won't it? And heading down towards you, Rob. I think you do have a traveller marshal and a safety car, I think, heading your way, if I'm reading this screen correctly. Here, Rob, across four ways. Bit of a disappointment at the start there for us.
Yeah, it is as well. They'll all be gearing up to get started, but it just, as you quite rightly say, Chris, it is what it is. They have to get that sorted. We've just had two of the travelling marshals heading past us and the course inspection car as well. Of course, they'll just need the time that they need to make sure that's clear, because, of course, that is going to be a very busy corner, in particular on the first lap as well, with the speed that they're all going to be travelling at. And I do wonder as well, down in that holding area as well, of course, I think we've spoken throughout the meeting, haven't we, as well, the discipline that you have to have with the likes of the tyre warmers out there as well. You're not going to have to worry about them getting cold, that's for sure as well, but it just depends how long those machines are sitting there, that some of them are going to want that cool air running through them, aren't they? So it is just a bit of a waiting game. That's all we can really say about it, and we just hope that it can all be rectified as soon as possible. Chris, back to you.
Traveller marshal comes back towards us now, and we should have the safety car coming through. That's Darren Slew that is on that machine, and he will be heading down, and we'll keep a little ear on with Beth. But if you get anything down there, Beth, please let us know. That would be much appreciated there. Those of you who were down in the square today, thank you very much for coming to see us with the chat show that we had. We had, of course, Dean Harrison and Dominic Herbertson. They were there. You can look at it again if you want. It's on the Southern 100 Facebook page and on their YouTube channel. And of course, we had a big chat with Peter Hickman, telling him all about his plans for the next couple of months, and well, he was telling me he's not going to be going to Armoy because he's going to be in Chimay instead. And of course, looking back on that podium that he had in that Peel Holdings senior race. So Beth, any movement there? The cars are just coming back past me now, so the first car has gone through, and the second car just through there now with the travelling marshal.
Well, the travelling marshals on the bikes here are just lined up just at the bottom of the highway here, but their engines are just switched off, and it's all very quiet here. We're not used to that at the moment, are we? But the car is just pulling in here as well, so no doubt some conversations going to be had, and as soon as we know what's happening, we'll let you know.
So we're mentioning a little bit earlier on, well, we'll keep a little ears on what's happening with Beth. Don't miss the presentation night in the square in Castletown in the Bushies Fan Park. Presentation of awards will commence at 8:30 p.m. That's 8:30 8:30 p.m. And there's another thing I did want to tell you about. You can follow the live timing via the MyLap Speed Hive page, okay? It's all on there. And then if you just do it on a Safari or on a browser, you can actually click what they call the full screen, which gives you more information instead of just the times. So MyLap's on the Speed Hive thing. You'll be able to have a little look at that. And don't forget, we have the race meeting up at Derby this Saturday and this Sunday, 11th and 12th, a 2-day meeting. Day 1 will run one way, day 2 will run the other way, and they're going to do a test day on the Friday for those competitors who wish to take some track time if they've never raced at Derby before. And like we said, we have got some pretty impressive entries. I'm just looking at the drone shot that they've got, which takes you over the top, running down towards Cross Four Ways. You can see Rob Pritchard on the scaffold there with Matty's vans, with all the bits and bobs in there. And Rob's on the scaffold, hopefully not getting too sunburned. So a pretty good crowd down there, and a pretty good crowd in the old house there. So good stuff. There used to be a phone box there. I'm not sure if that's still there. Anyway, so yeah, the test day is at Derby on the Friday, and of course racing on the Saturday and the Sunday. The winner of this race, by the way, the first race of the season, race 2, the Mike Kerruish Plumbing and Heating Engineers 250-700 lightweight race, wins the Steam Packet Cup. And the fastest lap, it goes for the Walter Wayne Cup. Now, for those who don't know who Walter is the father of Phil Wayne, who does all the stats and everything for the TT, and I believe his mother's here to present that award. That will be on Thursday, the Walter Wayne Cup. And, of course, the best newcomer wins the John Collis Cup. So some good awards and some good names in here as well. We've got in the Betteridge of Foxdale's Car Sales 600 Challenge Race. The winner of that wins the Dan Neen Trophy. Lots of other stuff. We got the BEA Cup. That's a winner. That's the fastest lap in the H&H Motorcycle 600 race. The Carob Challenge Cup, the Castletown Traders Trophy, and the Castletown Traders Cup in the 600 race. So there's a lot of silverware to be given out on Thursday in the square. So we hope that you can make it and support the club. Hopefully you have bought yourself a program. And also, if you look at page number 8 in your program, it's quite a good list of people in there, and these are all people who have bought finishers plaque. This is called the Plaque Fund, okay? Along with the ticket numbers that enter them into a free draw. Now, this is for a £200 Steam Packet voucher. We'll do the draw on Thursday evening. The plaques are only £5. If you want more details, go to southern100.com if you want to help for 2027 as the second course car now comes past us there. It is good to see. And your first prize of that, if you do a plaque, there is actually a form in there. You can do it the old way if you want. You can put a... What's it say here now? You can pay a cheque or a postal order available to Southern 100 Motorcycle Racing, or just go to southern100.com and say the first prize is a Steam Packet Company travel voucher worth £200. Second prize, £50 cash stroke cheque. Let's get back down to Beth.
Yeah, I can just tell you that there is going to be a one warm-up lap here before the race starts. So all the engines are now, as you can hear, all started. The bike stands have been taken away, and they're just being held for a little minute here. But one of the marshals, Boris, just walking around, just giving everybody the information so they know exactly what's going on. But obviously, it's all very relaxed here for a little minute. So everyone's frantically getting their gloves back on, getting back on the machines, and they are now on their way for that one warm-up lap, Chris. So they'll be on their way round.
Just asking the clerk of the course the very question I was about to ask Beth. Thank you, Giles. Brilliant stuff. Great communication. One warm-up lap. They're going to be heading round. So please be aware of that. They're going to go round, do a full circuit, then come round again, stop on the start line, and we'll be underway for 5 laps. Just to give a quick mention to the guys at Road Racing Ireland. Thanks, Jill, for getting in touch with this. They, of course, will have full coverage of the Southern 100 in the August issue, and the July issue of Road Racing Ireland is on sale now, and their icon, well, it's Michael Dunlop, and it's on sale here on our island. So thanks to Jill and Wallace and all the guys there at Road Racing Ireland. So they're making their way around again, nice and gingerly. We see number 42 there, Jonathan Perry. Where did Jonathan? Now, Jonathan qualified 13th. You know, I reckon Jonathan could be pushing up there as well. You can see number 90 in there as well. That's Anthony Stevens as they go through Iron Gate, and they're just over the railway bridge there now and across the tram tracks. Well, not literally, well, across the tram tracks, but over them if you want to put it like that. And through Joey's Gate, Ballonorris there now, and heading to the bumpy part of the circuit, hard on the brakes, into Ballabeg. And just line astern, see Rob Hodson there, 77, also in there. 77 Dan Pearson on a 650 Kawasaki's qualifying in 16th position. and the bit of circuit they're just heading to now, incredible bit of circuit, so tight through there, big curve on the inside as the travelling marshal gets the front wheel in the air as you go through the approach to the exit of Williams Corner and dropping down across four ways. And Rob.
Yeah, and I think they'll be glad of this lap, won't they, just given the pause that we've had. So just to get a bit more temperature back in those bikes, it's Joe Yeardsley, Stephen Gorton, Jamie Williams and Barry Ferber heading out just behind the travelling marshal there. So then a little bit of a gap to the rest of the field making its way towards us here. Changing, of course, the sunlight and the glare that could be for the riders later on. There's Bampton, Perry, got 59, there's Paul Cassidy, there's Hodson, who we just heard Chris Kelly mention before as well. He didn't mention, there's Paul Jordan as well, your pole sitter, who's just a little bit further back. So Michael Sweeney, he is out there, by the way. We did wonder, didn't we, because he sat out the Peel Holdings senior race this morning as well. So Michael Sweeney is out on his machinery. Sweeney on the MSR Racing Aprilia. Adrian Scaife, he did manage to get that bike going, and there's Dan Sale on his 250 as well on the way through. We heard that Adrian Scaife maybe just had a couple of problems on the line there whilst they were waiting, and then the session was eventually paused as the two travelling marshals make their way past us as well on this warm-up lap. So the field has made its way past us again in the sunshine at Cross Four Ways. Again, just getting those bikes back up to temperature and just try and get them back up into that rhythm before they get this race underway. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, across the line there will come now, and they're going to set themselves back up on the line. So the one warm-up lap, and we will be getting underway with this 5. So one warm-up lap and 5. As he rolls into position is Joe Yeardsley again, and believe you me, when that thing flies past you, it is very, very loud. Kind of reminds me of Gary Johnson, and well done to Gary Johnson, by the way, at Martra at the weekend. Absolutely cleaned up, did Gary, good to see. And if you are listening, Gary, well done to you. Yeah, reminds you of the MV that Gary Johnson brought to the TT a few years ago, and Barry Ferber just nice and gently just sits and looks down at the temperature of the machine. We got coming through here now is number 18. That, of course, is Mike Bampton. Michael from Ormskirk on the Aprilia 660, the Calon racing machine. 5 laps on this one then, so a change of length of race. Only 5 laps, not 6. And there's PJ, Paul Jordan on the Jackson racing bike. Hopefully we can get underway this time with take 2 for the first race of the Wednesday evening. Paul Jordan takes a long look over his right shoulder. Rob Hodson, nice and calm. Of course, the winner of this race last year, and holds that race record, does Rob, from 2025. So Paul Jordan anxiously looking over his shoulder. There goes the green flag. Get ready for racing at Ballown on a Wednesday evening. Engage gear, watch the lights. Oh, Rob Hodson with the front wheel, absolutely skyward. Everybody safely away, that's great news. But Rob Hodson not with the best of starts, but a good one for Paul Jordan. And it's Joe Yeardsley, I think, Beth, who's got the early run.
Through to me, Chris, but I can't hear anything. But number 12 was in the lead there. That was Joe Yeardsley, closely followed by Rob Hodson, but all safely away here.
Yeah, it is number 12, Joe Yeardsley, that leads at 44. Rob Hodson as Miko Sweeney just goes up the inside of Barry Ferber. I thought that was. So that Iron Gate for the very, very first time and dropping down. And the SMT pattern pulls alongside the number 12 machine of Joe Yeardsley with number 9, Barry Ferber in third. And I'm just trying to see, there's that Dominic Herbertson is on 2, then it's 92, Jamie Williams, 65, also in there as well. Just trying to see exactly where Paul Jordan is in the mix on this one as well. We'll keep a little eye on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 machines past the little Joey's Gate there, Ballonorris, and into the brakes, the Ballabeg lap number 1. It's Joe Yeardsley that leads on the Flitwick Motorcycles R7 bike. Now, where's Paul Jordan? Oh, he's about 6 places, Paul Jordan, in behind Miko Sweeney. But your race leader is Joe Yeardsley at the start of this. Mike Kerruish plumbing and heating. Mike is now going to be over a 5-lap distance as they head out to the far side of the circuit now. They're through Ballawhetstone, going to be heading towards Williams. This could be an absolute belter. Paul Jordan, Rob Pritchard, has got a lot of work to do.
He has indeed. It's all changed at the front. Like you said, Rob Hodson not quite so planted from the start there. So Joe Yeardsley absolutely capitalising. We can hear the noise rising. If you've not seen bikes coming through racing across 4 ways, you're in for a treat. It is Joe Yeardsley who leads from number 44, Rob Hodson. Barry Ferber up into third and Dominic Herbertson fourth. Then it's Williams, Sweeney, Jordan back in 6 at the moment. 3 machines together there on the way through cross 4 ways. 3 more into view as well. So it was Joe Yeardsley leading through cross 4 ways. Blevins on the way past them, 45 and 61. It's a busy field, 21 and 90 and 68, 8.79, 41 in that order. Only time for numbers here, 60, 19 moving up. So that's Aaron Hands, who was on the second to last row, the 9th row as well, just making up a couple of places on this opening lap as the travelling marshals make their way past as well. But in a tightly compact field coming up to cross four ways, it's Joe Yeardsley who leads initially. Rob Hodson got himself back up into second, but Paul Jordan, as you mentioned, Chris, before going through Ballabeg, running in about 6 in that busy field on this opening lap. Back to you.
Yeah, Rob Hodson has got himself into the lead as you break the Castletown Bridge for the first time. It's 44 Hodson, 12 Yeardsley, and it's Baz Ferber in third place. Fourth place to Dom Herbertson. Here we go, have a little listen to this lot. So Dom Herbertson in fourth, and it's 65 Sweeney, 22 Jordan, 92 Williams, that's 7, 99 Steve Gordon, 42 Johnny Perry, 59 Seth Noel, 18 Mike Bampton, 5 Paul Cassidy, 77 Dan Pearson, 25 Andrew Hurd, and more. Leaders into Ballakagan, no change in the front. 84 Luke Levins, 45 Lee Osprey, 61 Leo Murphy, 21 James Leatham, 90 Anthony Stevens, and the top 20, number 8, that is Dan Sale. But at the front, Rob Hodson's lead is just over half a second, 0.692, and he's gapped Joe Yeardsley. But, well, tell you what, I did say Barry Ferber could be a dark horse for this, but Paul Jordan maybe a little mistake into Ballakagan. We just don't know, but the leader is Rob Hodson as they go through Ballinores, past Joey's Gate now, on the bumps, past the masses of spectators, and into the right-hand side of the tyre he goes. Joe Yeardsley, Dominic Herbertson, looking all racy in behind that man there, Barry Ferber. There's Sweeney, then it's Jordan, then it's Williams. Then we got 99 in there, 42 also in there, Steve Gordon just ahead still of Jonathan Perry. It's only a 5 lapper, don't forget. The lead then for Robson Yeardsley, 0.692, who in turn had 0.8 back to Ferber, and then nothing back to Dominic Herbertson as they go over the jump down into the Ballown Dip. We'll come into Rob Pritchard's view any moment now.
They will indeed, just waiting to see, and one's made a break for it here, and it is Rob Hodson. He is storm clear of the rest of the field on this second lap on the SMC Racing pattern. Then it's Joe Yeardsley a couple of seconds back, Herbertson third, Ferber in fourth, so Herbertson's made the move as Sweeney and Jordan on the way through. Jordan still battling away back in 6 as Jamie Williams on the way past Jonathan Perry, Stephen Gordon, then number 59, Seth Noel running well, the newcomer, number 18, Michael Bampton. That's a good little battle going on. Then the next trio, Paul Cassidy, Daniel Pearson and Andrew Hurd on the way through cross four ways. But Rob Hodson has absolutely stolen the march. We see on those patterns, don't we, on the roads as well, they just have the grunt along these long straights, like the one leads cross four ways as Luke Levins leads a trail of 3 machines as well, 3 more interviews as well, including Dan Sale. So Joe Yeardsley has his work cut out to try and catch Rob Hodson out at the front there, but Dominic Herbertson had managed to move up into the top 3. He made the move somewhere on Barry Ferber earlier in the lap before they made their way to cross four ways. To you, Chris.
Dominic Herbertson has got ahead of Barry Ferber, Michael Sweeney and Paul Jordan, the catch at the top, and there's your race leader, 2 minutes 24.327. There's Joe Yeardsley through, 106.009. Dominic Herbertson, the first of the sport bikes, and Paul Jordan in retirement. Paul Jordan is out from 6th place. Paul is going to be in retirement as Michael Sweeney makes a move on Barry Ferber. So he's getting in behind Dominic Herbertson. Don't forget Dominic on the sport bike, the Triumph sport bike. Rob Hodson's lap, 2 minutes 24.327, fractionally outside that lap record. The lap record is 106.095. Rob Hodson is done 106.009, but importantly leads by 3.5 seconds. Hodson, Yeardsley, Herbertson, Ferber, Sweeney, Jordan, Williams, Perry, Gordon, Bampton, your top 10 as we watch Michael Sweeney tip it in to the bottom of Iron Gates, going over the railway bridge and heading towards Ballinores to Joey's Gate. Seth Noel on 59, 11th, then Paul Cassidy, Dan Pearson, Andrew Hurd, Lee Osprey, the top 45, and that sound you heard in the background was Adrian Scaife. I tell you what, Michael Sweeney looking racy, him and Paul Jordan having a good battle early on. And at the front, Rob Hodson, that lap time, 2 minutes 24.327, 106.009. The other guys are doing 103s to 102s. In fact, Michael Sweeney on that lap, a 226.99, 104.085, but with a lead of 3.5 seconds, it's lap number 3, back to cross four ways.
Yeah, shame for Paul Jordan, that isn't it, who was the quickest in qualifying and consistent across the board. Here's your race leader, Rob Hodson, who just continues to extend that gap. It was 3.5 seconds back at the start finish. I'm willing to think as Joe Yeardsley comes past, it's not more than that. Sweeney's now up into third ahead of Dominic Herbertson, and then Barry Ferber back in fifth. So Michael Sweeney has made up another place. He's up into third. He's overhauled Dominic Herbertson on the run to cross 4 ways. Then a little battle going here. Jonathan Perry just around a bike length or so ahead of Jamie Williams. Then it's Gorton, Bampton, 59 Sep Noel on the way through as well. That trio battling away on the exit across 4 ways. Sep Noel, the newcomer, going well. Local man, very local man indeed. Paul Cassidy now, and then Daniel Pearson and Andrew Hurd as well. Andrew Hurd keeping Daniel Pearson honest at this moment in the race as well. So Rob Hodgson, as we heard, 3.5 second lead over Yeardsley at the start-finish line. But I'm willing to wager, just as a quick look when they came into cross 4 ways, that he's been able to extend that gap again. But Michael Sweeney, key, is up to third. Back to you, Chris.
Let's listen to the SMT pattern as he flashed past us. Here we go. Wow, 2 minutes 23.84 miles an hour, a new lap record for Rob Hodgson. 106.368 for Rob on the 44 SMT Triumph. Joe Yeardsley's in the 104s. He's in second place with Michael Sweeney, 104.499. He's in third. Then it's Dominic Herbertson and Baz Ferber. That's your top 5. Here's a good battle going on. Jamie Williams and Jonathan Perry, 92 and 42, and it's Jamie Williams just got the best of that at the moment. Number 18, Michael Bampton in 8th, number 99, Stephen Gorton in 9th, and there's your 10th place runner just going through. That's now Paul Cassidy, just behind Sep Noel. In 11th place is Paul Cassidy, but at the front, the lead, as you quite rightly said, is extended by another 3 seconds. Rob Hodgson, and the new lap record for Rob, 2 minutes 23.84, 106.368 mile an hour. Brilliant stuff from Rob Hodgson there. Riders continue to flash by. That's 61 just going through. 61, of course, Leon Murphy. Leon's just gone through as well as the 2nd, 3rd and 4th place riders. They run through Ballabeg. Rob Hodgson's already in and out on that one. Barry Ferber holding on to a steady 5th place at the moment. Oh, now then, I think that was Rob Hodgson going a little bit wide into Ballabeg Hairpin. I think Rob Hodgson has made a mistake, or somebody's made a mistake going into Ballabeg Hairpin and ran really wide. So I think when they get to you at Cross 4 Ways, we'll have a new race leader. We will. It's Joe Yeardsley. Back to Rob.
That just shows you, doesn't it? It just takes one moment, one miscalculation, and then you've got all the work to do. And it's this man, Joe Yeardsley, leading at Cross 4 Ways on the penultimate lap. Now closing in is number 65, Michael Sweeney. Dominic Herbertson close in attendance as well. So that's your front 3. Then it's Barry Ferber as well. What's it look like behind the leading 4 then as well on the way through? Rob Hodgson, he's coasting here on the way to Cross 4 Ways. He's slowing right down. Just have to see if he's going to pull in. He's got the legs sticking out as well as Jonathan Perry and Jamie Williams come through. Yep, that is Rob Hodgson pulling over at Cross 4 Ways, is it? It looks like he's pulling over at Cross 4 Ways. There's 3 more machines stream past us. That may well be Rob Hodgson's race done. We heard he might have gone wide at Ballabeg, hairpin, but Joe Yeardsley leads, and then it's Michael Sweeney therefore up to 2nd, but he's got Dominic Herbertson for company. Nothing is said and done yet in this race at the moment. Daniel Pearson goes past us as well. We could have an exciting conclusion to this one here, the 5-lap lightweight and sport bike race. Back to you, Chris.
And here he comes. Here comes Joe Yeardsley heading towards us here now. We'll take that last lap flag. Joe Yeardsley, there he goes. Across the line. His lap at 104.615. Sweeney 2nd. Dominic Herbertson 3rd. Hodgson is a retirement. That is now confirmed at Cross 4 Ways. And rider perfectly okay. So at the front, Joe Yeardsley leads Michael Sweeney by 3 seconds for the young Manxman there. Of course, Manx Grand Prix winner. Will he now be a Southern Hunter winner? No, he's won down here at the Pre-TT as Jonathan Perry and Jamie Williams. They're all promoted to 5th and 6th. Good performance by Stephen Gorton, Michael Bampton and Sep Noel. That's a pretty good battle. But at the front, Yeardsley leads by 3 seconds. And then it's half a second back from Sweeney to Herbertson, so that's tight. But don't forget Yeardsley and Sweeney, they're on Super Twins, and Dominic there on the 2-bike. He was telling me about it at the chat show at lunchtime. He said with 1st, 2nd and 3rd gear, he can stay with the Super Twins. Once he gets to 4th, the Super Twins just completely pull away from him there. So it's Yeardsley, Sweeney, Herbertson, Ferber and Perry, Jonathan Perry, into your top 5. We got down to 77, Daniel Pearson in 12th position as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 machines come towards us. Dan Sale in the middle of that. Dan holding on to 15th place at the moment. Luke Blevins, another local man, in 16th. But it is the final lap of the Mike Kerruish Plumbing and Heating lightweight race. Are we going to see a maiden Southern 100 main victory, not a pre-TT win for Joe Yeardsley? Back to Rob, last lap.
We have to wait and see. Just a quick mention, Andrew Hurd made up a place as well, moving up ahead of Daniel Pearson on the previous lap. It's unlikely he's going to catch Cassidy. 6.5 seconds to make up. Here's your race leader on the final lap, Joe Yeardsley, who's got all the tarmac in front of him to himself. But this battle's not done. Michael Sweeney and Dominic Herbertson on the way through cross four ways. Let's find what's it like on the exit. Can we get a look? Yeah, he's held onto it as Sweeney is very firm on the way through as well there. But that battle looks to be going right to the wire for second place. Joe Yeardsley, he'll be looking just to keep that all the way back down Castletown bypass at the moment. Such is his advantage. 3 seconds we heard it was between Yeardsley and Sweeney at the start-finish line. It might be a little bit more now. The ongoing battle between Jonathan Perry and Jamie Williams there. Perry just holding off Williams, and it's Gordon, Bampton, Sep Noel, the newcomer, running really well at the moment in this particular race. Don't think he's dropped outside the top 10 so far. Paul Cassidy on the way through as well, then a big gap back to the rest of the field, but Joe Yeardsley still with a commanding lead at cross four ways. But that battle between Sweeney and Herbertson is not done yet. To you, Chris.
Yeardsley with the left leg out to obviously some of his friends. As he looks over his shoulder, he comes towards us, and here he is, Joe Yeardsley. A win for Joe Yeardsley on the Fliddick Motorcycles R7 machine. Michael Sweeney second, Dominic Herbertson home in third position. Wow, 4 seconds was the gap in the end. Barry Ferber home in a fourth place for Barry Ferber there on the number 9 machine. But a win for Joe Yeardsley by 4 seconds. That's all it was. 4.072, and then just over half a second back to Dominic Herbertson, Michael Sweeney from third. More riders, a battle! Oh, Jonathan Perry just ahead of Jamie Williams on the line. It's 99, 18 and 59. Stephen Gorton, Michael Bampton and Sep Noel all come in now. Sep Noel is a newcomer, of course, so he will, of course, win the John Collins Cup for being the best newcomer at this race. Wow, what a race to open up a Wednesday evening here. Wow, on Manx Radio Motorsport and with our friends at Kings of the Road. We've got Paul Cassidy coming home in 10th position, and Paul, of course, on a GSXR 800 machine in that 10th place. 11th for number 25, Andrew Hurd, and 77, Daniel Pearson, home in that 12th position. Next rider through should be 45, Lee Osprey, with Leon Murphy, Dan Sale and Luke Blevins. They were quite close together as he came through on the previous lap. Here they come. 1, 2, 3 of them anyway. Yes, Lee Osprey first off, then it's Dan, then it's 61, Leon Murphy. They've got 21, James Leatham, 84, Luke Blevins, 79, Ashley Robson, 90, Anthony Stevens. What a race, the Mike Kerruish Plumbing and Heating Lightweight Race. And your race winner, Joe Yeardsley, is with Beth Espy.
Well, we're going to speak to Joe in just a moment. As you can imagine, he is surrounded by people, and if you could have heard Chris Palmer's whoop there. But in third position, Dominic Herbertson. Talk us through that one.
Now that was a giggle. Honestly, I have, like, obviously there was a fair few acrobatics on the start line there. There was obviously a lot of vertical action, including myself, but I thought, who the hell's going to get the whole shot here at any point? But like, we've actually brought like a sport bike obviously to this event. Obviously Super Twins are allowed, obviously, but for a bike that is in BSB rules, we have brought a knife to the gunfight. But that just shows how good that Triumph is. I was down on the straights. I could even hear Sweeney giggling at us, you know, I mean, powering past us on the power. But that just shows the strength of the Daytona 660, because I was just able to bite the screen and go for it. I've loved it.
I tell you what, the rider wasn't too bad either, but third place, huge congratulations, Dom.
I feel like I've just won the Monaco Grand Prix. Honestly, I'm over the bleeding moon with that result. I really am. So thank you very much.
Fantastic. Dominic Herbertson in third position there. Let's just go and speak to our second place, Michael Sweeney. Flipping it, that was something to watch.
I know, yeah. Look, we got a woeful start. To be fair, I wasn't even going to go out after we clipped the wall last night, so we had a bit of an issue last night. Neck is a bit sore, but I'm glad I did go out. I really enjoyed it. I got a bad start. Had to work my way back through them, and I was reeling Joe in. Then Joe looked behind and seen me coming, and he kind of upped the pace a little bit again. But I had nothing left. That's as good as I could do.
I think it was lap 3, wasn't it? You really put the charge down.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I knew I needed to go and try catch them before they got away any further. But unfortunately, Joe seen me and pulled the pin. So.
But huge congratulations, Michael. Great result for you.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Well, let's go and speak to the man then. If you could have heard, as I say, Chris Palmer when you
could hear him. I could hear him at cross 4 ways from here, yeah, shouting at me, "Come on!"
Talk us through that from your perspective.
Yeah, that was good. We got off to a real good start and just tried to push on, and then had a massive high side coming out of cross 4 ways, and I thought it was a cold tyre. I don't know if I've ever had it before, but. And then Rob got past me and just disappeared. He just 1 minute he was there, 1 minute he was gone. So unfortunately, did he break down, did he, I think?
He retired, yeah.
Yeah, so he's all right, that's the main thing. So, no, we just kept on pushing and getting used to the bike every time I ride it, and I really enjoyed it.
I tell you what, when you have something like that high side, getting your mind back into it must be really difficult.
Yeah, it was just, didn't do anything any different from what I did before. It was just a bit weird, but it was proper out the seat. I'm sure everyone there did a bit of a yelp when I did it, but I felt comfortable everywhere else, every lap, just trying to hit me markers and stuff, and yeah, all good.
Well, you got the pre-TT win, and now it's the Southern one. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, no, it's massive. You know, it's I didn't actually have a bike for this, and I managed to talk Steve Linsland into leaving the bike in Laxey for me to keep it here. So that's what we've done. So no, big thanks to him for giving me the opportunity to ride here, because without him I wouldn't have a bike. So thanks very much.
Joe Yeardsley, absolutely fantastic, our first place position here, and yeah, the crowd absolutely delighted with this. So we're going to be doing the presentation for the Mike Kerruish Plumbing and Heating 250 race very shortly.
So Joe Yeardsley took the race win for number 65, Michael Sweeney, by 4 seconds, with Dominic Herbertson, as you heard. They're very happy there in third place. And there's number 9, Barry Ferber, 42, Jonathan Perry, 92, Jamie Williams, 99, Stephen Gorton, 18, Michael Bampton, 59, Sepp Noel, 5, Paul Cassidy. That completes your top 10. We'll run through the rest of the results in a moment or two, but let's get down to Beth.
I tell you what, it's looked absolutely brilliant down here. So Joe's just on his bike there, and he's got his little boy with him. The presentation for the Mike Kerruish Plumbing and Heating 250 700cc race is going to be done by Tracy Kerruish, and all the podium finishers on their bikes now. So Tracy is going to make this presentation. So in third place, Dominic Herbertson. And in second place on the number 65 machine, he did take that charge on lap 3. It's Michael Sweeney. And his first win here at the Southern 100. Your first place, Joe Yeardsley. So the garland just being handed over, and Joe's little boy being caught up in it as well. It's slightly bemused, but no, he didn't like that at all. But that is your podium, Chris. So celebrations will probably have to wait. There's still some more work to do.
Yes, lots and lots of work to do. We're going into the Ellen Van Fuel Senior Race coming up in a few moments' time. We're just going to complete the housework for the Mike Kerruish Plumbing Lightweight Race. So we got to 10th, number 5, Paul Cassidy. 11th is number 25, Andrew Hurd. 12th for 77, Daniel Pearson. 13th, number 45, Lee Osprey. 14th for number 8, Dan Sale. 15th for 61, Leon Murphy. 16th, 21, James Leatham. 17th, 84. That, of course, Luke Blevins. 18th for 79, Ashley Robson. 19th for number 90, Anthony Stevens. 20th, number 41, Russ Brook. And then we had 70, Dale Brew. 28, Blake Kelly. 68, Roddy Taylor. 64, Russ Taylor. 60, Jack Andrews. 19, Aaron Hands. And 40, Adrian Scaife. And, of course, Rob Hodson. I know he'll be sad not to have won this race because he hasn't been beaten on that pattern or whatever else he was riding over the past couple of years. That would have been a hat-trick in this race for him. He does have the consolation of that new lap record. The old lap record, of course, was a 2-minute 24.211. He did a 223.840. And out there across four ways, our man, Rob Pritchard. Rob, what a cracking start and what a...